Hello YouTube fam, today we're playing Blue-Black Control in Brothers War Standard, really built around Tezzeret, Betrayer of Flesh. It's not a new Brothers War card, but it is a card I've never gotten to play on this channel, never been able to play it, and it's I think one of the more viable ways to play Blue-Black Control. I will admit I saw this deck idea on Covert Go Blues channel, so shout out to him. If you're looking for a YouTuber who also plays Best of One, he's the gold standard. This card is a house that's a static ability reads the first activated ability of an artifact you activate. Each turn costs 2 less to activate. And that's really powerful with a card like Rector Bankbuster, where you can just tap it and draw a card instead of paying the 2 mana on turn 4 especially. It also is pretty good with Celestis, where you can loot essentially, change it from night to day if need be, and also with cards Silex, where you can pay less mana for the exiling. So I think those are all pretty good and important activation costs that are lessened. Also, it's -2. It's +1 is draw 2 cards, which is pretty good for +1. But this is then discard 2 cards, less discard an artifact card. We have plenty of artifact cards in this deck. By my count, we have 8, 10, 14. Which is a pretty hefty artifact count. So we can be draw 2, discard 1, which would be super powerful for a +1 in a lot of instances. And it's -2 is target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, has base power and toughness 4/4. We don't have that many non-creature artifacts, just the Karn, Silex, and the Celestis, but they are both permanents that sit on the battlefield at times and can get into 4/4, so I think that's why they make a good fit with Tezzeret. And its -6 is you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card, which a lot of these things do a lot of tapping, like the Rancor Big Buster gets tapped a lot, Celestis gets tapped a lot, so those are things that could also draw cards with the emblem. So those are really the main synergies with Tezzeret. Other than that, we have just artifacts that fit the theme of an artifact deck. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, Blade Coil Serpent, and then just rounding out Blue-Black Control otherwise. Since we do have a we do have a Blade Coil Serpent in this deck, we do have some Xander's Lounge to produce the availability of some red. And I didn't also want anything that produced non-colored mana in this deck. So like colorless mana, in for instance, because I wanted to be able to cast Blade Coil Serpent for its maximum each time we cast it. So hopefully we don't run into anything like that. With that all being said, let's hop into the video. Okay, we're going first, and the hand looks pretty good, so we'll keep. Hope to get to this Tezzeret on turn 4. Keep up this cut down on turn 1 if they have any turn 1 aggro cards, or maybe Evolve Sleeper. Okiba is not something we can cut down, so definitely not going to be using it there. And we have Make Disappear up for any turn 2 shenanigans. I think that's fine. I think we'll cut down the Evolve Sleeper. There's definitely more targets from Make Disappear than Evolve Sleeper here. I think we're going to get this Bank Buster down and hope to cut down this Okiba, if not anything else. But really in hopes to be able to draw a card off it with the Tezzeret this upcoming turn. I think we'll kill this Nezumi here. See if we can draw a untapped land. We do not. I think we're going to tap and draw right now, see if we can hit a land. We do not. That's very unfortunate. Opponent's also stuck on lands. They know the feeling. We can't draw land again, so we'll do this again. Need to really hit a land. We cannot do it. And that is a tough spot to be in. If they start hitting us with Invoke Despairs, it's going to get really ugly really quickly. There's an untapped land. And honestly, I think we have to pass the key up to these Make Disappears and go for the throats. Shell ready, yep. Kill the Shelly here. And draw a card with a Bank Buster. Flesh Gorger, okay. Did get a treasure here, which is nice. One has the ability to kill. It's not an artifact, even though it's colorless. I had me tripping for a second. I was like, what? But no, that makes sense. And now that we have the... I was going to just jam the Tezzeret, but I think I'm going to jam the Shelly instead. And I'm going to cast a Make Disappear on a Invoke Despair if they have it, but also, okay. But also, I was going to say we could crew the Reckoner Big Buster if need be. Do they have another Invoke Despair here? We'll definitely counter it if they do. Pretty good for us there. We have a Tezzeret. Okay, I'll play Tezzeret first, and plus it. Yeah, I think we'd rather discard a Flesh Scourger here. Keep up the Make Disappear and pass. I would say our opponent can hit us with another Invoke Despair here, but if they don't have all the mana in the world for that, then we'll be fine. Alright, opponent's just going up on their Evolved Sleeper, that's fine. Don't have anything for that. You're going to be able to draw a card. If they want to. They do it, though. Yeah, we're going to minus this Liliana, targeting our opponent. They're going to draw their card where they can. Make some sacrifice to Sleeper.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Draw with our Reckoner Big Buster for free. Do we want to start getting damage in? Or do we want to... I think we're going to draw. Yeah, we had to think about what we wanted to do there. But the moral of the story was that game is wrapped up. GG's. On to the next one. Okay, our opponent's going first, and we will keep this hand, I believe. Yep. Get down to Xander's Lounge. Oh, gross. That's a tough start for us. Didn't really want to see a duress. Definitely going to take our Make Disappear here. Ooh, they didn't want to Make Disappear. They wanted to go for the throat. Okay. Oh, okay. They had the... Oh, they have the Shelly there. Okay, well, now we have Make Disappears to counter things. Opponent's gonna run some spells into Make Disappears. Oh, he can't run that one to Make Disappear. Bank Buster. Sheltered on turn 4 would be bad. So yeah, I think we're gonna pass with this Make Disappear up. Make our opponent spend mana on this Evolve Sleeper. Definitely tore our hand apart, though, so it's not looking good so far. Another Evolve Sleeper. I think we're going to use this opportunity to get a Celestis down. To develop our mana some more, and also have this Make Disappear still up. But Evolved Sleepers are pretty good against what we have going on. Another Evolved Sleeper. They're just really playing around these Make Disappears, and we are not having a good time against these Evolved Sleepers. Now we have Reckoner Bank Buster to dump our mana into at least. But we are getting beat down. Gonna need to draw some... mana here. Our opponent made that a 3/3 without doing the first level of either of them. So I guess we'll take that. Our opponent pumped it a little bit there, and it's going to give us a little more life in this game. But we're going to need to draw removal ASAP. Alright, gonna need this Reckoner Bankbuster to be kind to us. Take action. Gonna get rid of this Make Disappear. Go for the Throw was a good draw, though, and so was Cut Down. I'm just gonna do these right now. And pass the turn. Get rid of this other Celestis. And now we can both draw with a Reckoner Bankbuster and have Make Disappear up. Another removal spell would be ideal. Another Go for the Throat. And we're going to draw here. The Reckoner Bankbuster just in case we hit it. Go for the Throat. Nope, we do not, so we'll just go ahead and pass. Okay, yeah, definitely going to need a removal spell here, though. Liliana would be good. See what we can get. Yeah, definitely counter anything we can. Just get use out of this Make Disappear while we can. And then we have this Bankbuster to block next turn, theoretically. Cut down's not great. And I think we're going to draw with a Reckoner Bankbuster now. Just in case we do pull a Liliana here. We'd feel kind of dumb if we drew one on our opponent's turn. Another Bankbuster. Okay. So in that event, I think we'll actually play the second Bankbuster. Give us more bites at the apple. Pass the turn. They didn't have a cut down. If they had a cut down there, they could have prevented us from killing anything that turn. And a Liliana, sure. Still probably minus, and we'll crew a Bankbuster.
When I win, you're telling me what you know about the race.
Sacrifice the pilot.
Always hated crowds.
Opponent can attack if they want, but we'll be able to trade. So they do not attack. Kill his Raven Man. Alright, now we can draw here. I think we need to just draw here, so I think we're gonna need to get as many looks at the removal spell as we can. Tezzeret gets us a free draw with a Bankbuster, so we're gonna try that. Shipwreck Marsh, draw with this, see if we can hit anything here. So yeah, I think we're just going to play this on the Reckoner Bankbuster, play our Silex, and hope they don't have a removal spell. And if they do, well, not a lot we can do. This is our best shot. If they can't be a Go for the Throat, so we have an artifact. Sheldred, okay. Each player discards. Sheldreds mean they can't get this sleeper either, which is nice. Okay, so having a drawing an untapped land would have been pretty, it's not untapped, something that could kill this Sheldred in speed there would have been pretty good, but we did not. And so we just have to pop this Silex. Don't see any other way. So yeah. X equals 4. Gonna wipe our entire board of stuff, which is really the downside of playing Silex, but that's what we had to do there. Opponent has another Sheldred. Okay. Yeah. Don't have anything for it. GG's. If we had a counterspell there, maybe we could have done something. Opponent, I think, GG'd a little too early there, but we didn't have it, so on to the next one. Okay, our opponent's going first, and this looks to be a decent hand if we can draw some lands. The Reckoner Bankbuster can help us do that. Mulligans and passes. They consider. Mono blues, man, I feel like I say this a lot on this channel, but mono blue is probably not something we want to run into. Thankfully, it's blue-red at least. Gonna get this, just gonna try to cast this Bankbuster. They could definitely counter with a Make Disappear or something. They don't, which is big for us. See what they have here. Stormseeker, nothing. I don't know. I'm not really sure what type of deck our opponent is playing. Thirst for Discovery. They recognize we could have counter magic in our deck. See if we draw. We did draw a land. So yeah, I think that means we want to get this Celestis down. Does it? Does it mean that? I'm not sure that it means that. Yeah, actually I think I'm going to just pass and draw the Reckoner Bankbuster. Try to hit a land that way. Third Path Iconoclast, sure. So they just have 1 mana up, so we're going to attempt to kill us now. They don't think they would spell. They could still spell Pierce us to prevent us from drawing. Fading Hope is fine. No, we're fine with Fading Hope. We could counter it, but we're not altogether too worried about that. Maybe the Karn Silex to wipe up a lot of that board if they ever make it too wide of a board. Hopefully draw a land in one of these. Did not. A little bit unlucky not to draw a land there, but we have this cut down again for this Third Path Iconoclast on the end of their turn. See Healy this time, okay.
If I can build it, I can beat you with it.
See what they choose to do. You have to make 2/1/1s, that's fine. Want to draw lands here. Shipwreck Marsh is a solid start. Get the Silex down. And just be prepared to draw or counter something. Yep, opponent recast their Iconoclast. Gonna tap an artifact. That all sounds fine and dandy. Gets in with 2 artifacts. We're gonna try to draw with this Bankbuster end of turn. Just trying to keep hitting lands here. Flash Scourger. I did hit a land though. So if we pop the Reckoner Bankbuster, we still have enough to Silex for 4. Which I think we'll do. Just clear the board here. They're gonna save it with the Fading Hope. Sure, that's fine. Fading Hope is definitely fine here. Oh, we could kill it with a cut down if we wanted, just to really make sure it died. I think we will actually counter the Scry as well. Get the board wiped there. Now we're still trying to draw lands. Really been not drawing a lot of those this game. Alright, I think we'll take this opportunity to try to get this Tezzeret down since we have Make Disappear back up. Draw a couple cards, discard more of these Flash Quarters that we don't need. Lightning Striking or Tezzeret, sure. Do they have a second one? We'll counter a second Lightning Strike, I think. Discard a Flash Quarter. Do they have a Saheeli? Or no, not a Lightning Strike. If we counter this, it means they can get a Saheeli down, but that means we can get a Blade Coil Serpent down. Which I think we're fine with. That trade there. Saheeli here definitely... Oh, Teferi. That's a good one. Teferi is a good one here. If this Blade Coil Serpent had haste, we'd be feeling really good about where we're at. Alright, we're gonna draw with Tezzeret. Has our own Tezzeret. I think we're gonna decline and get rid of 2 of these lands. We could cast Blade Coil Serpent and cut down this turn. Which I think is what we're going to do. And we're going to cast this for all black mana, I believe. Just Mind Twist our opponent here. Opponent's going to have a hard time killing this card. But they're going to have to discard 3 cards here. Cut down while we have the opportunity. Now our opponent's going to have to decide if they want to play a draw a card or get a Spirit going. Blade Coil Serpent definitely put in some work on right here, though. That was pretty impressive. Opponent draws a card. Yeah, we're just going to start this turn by attacking the Teferi. Gonna plus Tezzeret here. I think we're going to discard the Celestis. And we're going to try to play this for 7 mana, 7/5. Oh, and it works. That was big. Get the Xander's Lounge on the field. And just start beating down with some big creatures. Plus this Tezzeret again. Wow, Tezzeret has been very good. Yeah. We're going to discard a Flesh Scourger. Because we can play a Serpent with haste next turn. Get this Shelly down. They could have a burn down the house, which would be problematic, but we would still have lethal with this. Well, we would not have lethal with Blade Coil Serpent, but that's alright. We have lethal here since they didn't have burn down the house. That would have been really good, though. Imagine if they did have burn down the house there. Oh, sheesh, that would have been something. Maybe I should have played around that a little better, but either way, we got there. Alrighty, on to the next one. Alrighty, our opponent's going first, and this hand has a cut down, a Reckoner, Bink Buster, and a Silex. We'll roll with it. We'll see what happens. See how good it is. Opponent starts on Blossoming Sands. Not too many decks in the format. Start on Blossoming Sands. See what they lead with here. If they play a Kami of Transience, I think we'll kill it. They'll definitely kill a Llanowar Loam Speaker, too. That is a mana creature. Didn't want them to get any ramping going on. We have a Bank Buster. And Augur Bottom. I think we'll hit this Reckoner base quest just in case we hit another cut down. We hit a Go for the Throw, which will be good against this Augur next turn. We can draw and Go for the Throat again. Turn 5, we play Silex and draw, and then sweep the board on turn 6. Just a loose game plan. Tezzeret next turn wouldn't be terrible though. Let's see what our opponent decides to do. They look at the top card of their library and probably isn't a land, considering they haven't played the top card of their library yet. They could have another auger in hand they're deciding on. Not quite sure what they're thinking about here. Got a cool little lantern guy going on here. You click on him, he kind of just shakes his lantern at you with his whatever this item is called. Y'all can probably tell me what this item is called. Drop that down below in the comments if you find out what it is. I think I'm gonna kill this auger now so they don't have the ability to land off the top with it. Next turn, and we'll pass. Draw with this Bank Buster. See what opponent can have this turn. Fifth land and Silverback Elder. When you cast a creature spell, choose one. Okay. So another go for the throat would be good. Playing Karn Silex into the Silverback Elder doesn't seem like a great idea though, so I don't think we're going to do it. We're instead going to try to counter the Silverback Elder. Or counter the creature they cast off this Elder. Like that. Artifact or enchantment. Yeah, we'll draw the card here. Sheldred's not bad. They can kill it. And then we'll counter this Caretaker. Don't really want that hitting the battlefield. No trample for the Elder. Means we could block. Really would like to draw a removal spell for this Elder though. We could play a removal spell plus Reckoning Big Buster plus draw. Would be pretty happy about that. I think we'll cast this Pilot for 5 life. Celestis isn't great here either. So we'll just play the Shelly and pass. Silverback Elder is pretty good against. Pretty good against artifact decks, if you can have it stick on the battlefield. We really only have go for the throat to get rid of it, and we obviously cast one on this auger. See what opponent does here. They have a lot more creatures. They can really get ahead in this game. Opponent takes some damage. Maybe they weren't aware that the upkeep stop was set there. Oh, okay. They eat our Shelly, which is not great. And I'll cut down is alive at least. Ooh, Otawara is not bad. Yeah, I think we'll just pass and plan on Otawaring this Moonrage Brute and blocking the Silverback Elder that way. If they go to combat first or they start attacking. Let's go to draw a card, maybe to hit a creature. Okay. Forest and Beast Caller, sure. Gonna get a land. Means they can't recast this Brute, which is nice. Blocking that Elder for sure. Getting rid of that. We'll go for the throw. It's not a bad draw. Yeah, I think we're going to play this Bank Buster and the Silex. Pass the turn. Silex is going to be able to clean up a couple things. Brokathar, yep. Taking our lumps right here. Gonna hope to get 2 draws off this Bank Buster. Don't have to pop the Silex now. Especially with that cut down draw. Like, actually, yeah, we're gonna just pass the turn since we have so many. Oh, damn it. I should have cut down that before we passed the turn. My bad. AO, okay. I think we'll kill this Curing Beast Caller. Yeah, right then. And then we're gonna cast this Karn Silex on our opponent's, on our turn, I mean, for 5 seemingly. Gonna have some treasures though. This effectively only cost us 1 mana this turn. Yep, gonna hit this for 5. And that way we can keep up cut down, make disappear, several different things here. Obviously they get the AO trigger, so we want to be able to kill whatever it is with the go for the throat. Or this cut down. Definitely happy to be able to kill that with a cut down. Pass the turn. Obstinate Baloth, sure. Gains 4 life. Gonna kill this now so we can just be free to play a big Flesh Gorger next turn. And hope that a big Menace Life Linking Warder is good enough to swing this game in our favor. Circuit Mender, okay. If we get an attack in with this Gorger, we're feeling pretty good. Move to combat, get an attack in. And if 1 was pretty good, how about 2? Obviously, they could have had a Wandering Emperor or something. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Did not really expect a Wrath there, but that's okay. And they had a Wandering Emperor too. Holy sheesh. Get the Tezzeret going. Get rid of this Celestis probably. And cast a Silex. Make this appear up, but do it this way so we can exile all the tokens if need be. There's a Baloth, okay. Making it tall. Bank Buster. I think we want to pay this for 0. Liliana the Obstinate Baloth. And then get our Bank Buster going. And we'll be able to draw this for free. Oh, apparently not, because of the Karn Silex technically having the... I did not know that was how that worked. The Karn Silex technically used the reduction there. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of 2 swamps here. And pass the turn. Make disappear. Not likely to have a target, but you never know. Opponent gets their land. They don't have any special effects with their land, at least.
Do the talking.
I think we'll draw with Tezzeret first. Blade Coil Serpent, huh? That's certainly not bad. I think we're gonna decline and get rid of this island and make disappear. Those aren't great. I'm gonna draw with the Bank Buster. Cut down's not bad. Cast our Flesh Gorger. Big menace, life linking and warding. And do we want to plus? I don't think we want to plus the Liliana. So we'll just pass. Getting low on cards in our deck though. Circuit Mender. Okay. Gives him Mender first strike.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Okay. So we could Liliana here and then make them discard a card and then attack their Wandering Emperor with the... Or sorry, sacrifice creature then attack the Wandering Emperor with the Liliana. I think that's going to be the plan. Keep Liliana with more loyalty, make them sack a creature.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
When they sack the Circumender, they get to draw a card. They hit exactly Liliana, will be in a tough spot, but we're going to hope to avoid that exact scenario. Gain some life. If they hit exactly Wandering Emperor, I mean. Man, I'm misspeaking all over the place. Yeah, we'll draw this Bank Buster for 0 mana. Play the Sanders Lounge, and I think, yeah, we do want to cast this Blade Coil Serpent for black, black, blue, 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 blue. Make our opponent discard the Obstinate Baloth, okay. Nice. And we'll make this treasure a 4/4. Pass the turn. Beast Caller, sure. One doesn't have that many good attacks. We only have 20 cards in our deck, though. Somewhat worrisome. Yeah, we're gonna crew up this Bank Buster, and we're gonna get attacking. Yeah, definitely gonna start swinging here. Okay, opponent goes all out on blocks. Probably just hoping a Wrath saves them at this point. So I think that means we're not going to play any other creatures. We do want to plus this Liliana, I do believe. And we'll discard these 2 swamps. This Make Disappear isn't doing anything, so easy discard.
Don't overthink.
We want to get the Liliana on 2, just in case we have a creature we need to get out of the way. And now we're looking pretty good here. Oh, Farewell is a good draw, though, for our opponent. Gonna draw a card where we can. Exile the graveyards too. Gonna cast this Flesh Gorger. And pass, I think. Don't think we really need to activate either our planeswalkers. Opponent's gonna take a massive amount of damage if they deal with our Flesh Gorger, okay. I think we're going to take up the Liliana. Get rid of the Marsh. I guess we don't need more Tezzerets, so we can discard those. See if we can draw something better. Don't need lands either, though. Pass a turn. It might be running us out of win conditions, honestly. Don't know if we have any other win conditions in the deck. Our opponent has drawn brilliantly. Oh, no, except for the double lands there. Gotta find something here. Discard 2 cards. Takanuma is not bad, though. We can get back this Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. And cast it. Blade Coil Serpent's pretty good, too. Because of 2-turn clock. Yeah, we'll get back to Blade Coil Serpent. Definitely with red. Blue, I mean. Actually, I think we want to have the rest black. Don't want to draw too many cards. And just cast it for 6. No, I don't want to. Yeah, I want to cast it like this. Don't want to draw the extra card. Plus this Liliana. And now we have a go for the throat.
We all have things we'd rather.
And Liliana for next turn if they storm into something huge. It's not a 2-turn clock because of the loses the +1/+1/+1/+0. Dang, okay. Big storm coming in here. See if they hit anything. Top 5 cards is not that deep. Opponent does play some farewells and things in their deck too. Oh, they hit the Wandering Emperor. That's just... I can't believe we're gonna lose. This is crazy.
You are not much of a roadblock.
And we're gonna discard, or we're gonna make them sack the Beast Caller.
Off you go.
I'm gonna play this Celestis. And hope to get there with Celestis and the Tezzeret. Pass the turn. Is their opponent gonna plus? Yeah, they're gonna plus a nothing.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Gonna need to draw another artifact, probably. Looking through our graveyard. I think we need to kill the Wandering Emperor. And hope they brick.
I guess that's that.
Don't need another Tezzeret. Hit a Farewell, okay. And we'll pass. See what they have. Opponent's passing. Now plus this Liliana. See what's in their hands. Could be an Obstinate Baloth. Gaining life off of it, okay. It's a good one. We have exactly enough time still. Gonna have to hope our opponent bricks for a few turns here, though. Oh, the extra life there is gonna get us, I think. That's crazy. The extra life is gonna get us. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this. This is absurd. We're gonna just barely lose.
We all have
Oh
things we
my
value.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Talk about a crazy game, folks. Talk about a crazy game. Came up one short. I am pretty disappointed we came on the wrong side of this, but wow. That's crazy. GG's. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, at least you guys watched a good game. Really back and forth. I'm just speechless that we lost. That was incredible. Shout out to Chicane. Great back and forth game. GG's. We'll get to the wrap up. And we're back with a wrap up. This deck was, I mean, pretty fun to play. I think it performed pretty well. I would say I think you are light on win conditions, which is why if you will look at Covert Go Blues edition of the deck, which I tweaked slightly, it has 4 Surge engines in it, where I think subbing those in for the Karn Silex and the Celestis could be pretty good actually here. I didn't think it would necessarily be needed, but as you saw in that last game, that was close. We literally just didn't have any more threats in our deck. I think having that could be really important for those games to go long, or just having an early blocker in general. I think Karn Silex was kind of a non-bow, but it was worth a try. I wanted to see how good the reduction was for Karn Silex. See if that came up too much, but I think you'd be better served just playing a Path of Peril, or I don't know, something in that effect. If we really wanted a Wrath, but I think you would want to just switch it out for a different artifact. There's no artifact quite like Reckoner Bankbuster. I think I'm not totally sold on this deck in general, but the pairing of Tezzeret and Reckoner Bankbuster together is a fantastic pairing. You just get to draw cards for free. So I think this deck is only going to get better when more artifacts enter the format, especially ones with activated abilities with that are gate kept by mana, like Reckoner Bankbusters is. It can make Tezzeret better. It can make everything better. Tezzeret also could be better in just a deck that just has a bunch of just artifacts laying around. I think you could definitely consider a Fable of the Mirrorbreaker Grixis deck, where you have like Saheeli and some other stuff going on with the Tezzeret as well. So that way you can take better use of, you can make better use of its -2 to make creatures 4/4s. Saheeli tokens would be a great target for those. So it's definitely a possibility as well. But I wanted to try this blue-black shell first. But yeah, let me know how you like the deck in the comments. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.